Hello kids, welcome to New Ringgit Academy where we make your dreams come true. So I am Shweta ma'am and today I am here to extend the topic related to the static keyword. In the last video I have discussed the concept of static variable and non-static variable, how we can initialize them and how we can access them. If you have not gone to that video then you can search for it and can access that video. Now in this video I will be discussing regarding the static functions and non-static functions, how we can create them, how we can use them in our program, how we can access them. All these things we are going to cover in this video. Okay, so let's start the topic. So in the following program we will see the concept of both variable, static and non-static variable. But here I will discuss regarding the non-static function. Okay. So again, int, just like in the previous code, we have discussed that int a as static, int b. Here, this one will be treated as a non-static variable, and this one will be treated as a static variable. Now here I have created one function. Its name is non-static. As here you can't say any static keyword. It's a non-static function. Clear? So, inside this I have written system.out.println. The entire definition is given, but as we know that the execution of a program starts from main function. So, firstly let's discuss the main function. So, here public static void main string args functions obj. This time the class name is changed to functions and we need to access a member of a functions. That's why we will create an object for which class? Functions class. Class name function, obj is the name of the object, new is a keyword or operator used for creating and allocating memory for the object. Next, this time this functions will be considered as a constructor. Why? Because it is going to initialize the object. Clear? This part we have already discussed. Next, for accessing a non-static variable, we need an object that is obj.a equals to 10. Okay, so inside a what will be stored? 10. Clear? Next is as b is a static variable, I don't need an object to access b. That's why I have written b directly. Now b will store 20. Clear? Initialization part is done. Now here I am calling the function. How we can call the non-static function? It's obvious that we need an object. So the name of the object is obj. The way we have accessed a variable, same way we are going to access the this non-static function also. obj.non-static function. When this line will be executed by the compiler, the control will shift to the definition of non-static function. Clear? So here the values are already initialized, a and b. Okay, it's a non-static and this is a static. Now here what's written, system.out.println non-static variable equals to, inside the bracket a into a is written. Okay, now a into a means 10 into 10, it means 100. So it will print non-static variable equals to 100. But the original value of a will not be changed because we are not storing the result inside a. Clear? Next is static variable equals to b into b. Now this time here, as we know, we can access the non-static as well as static variable inside a non-static function. Okay, we can access both static as well as non-static variable inside a non-static function without creating any object or anything else. But if I need to access a non-static variable inside the static, then in that case I will need an object. Okay, so we can directly access the static variable inside a non-static variable. Clear? So what's the value of b? That is 20. 20 into 20 will be 200. Means it will print static variable equals to 200. But it will not change the value of b. The original value of b will be 20 only. Okay. Next, here I am performing a multiplication of a static variable and a non-static variable. So you can write as non-static and static variable. equals to a into b. So what's the value of a? That is 10 into 20 will be 200. Okay, sorry, it will be 400. 20 into 20 will be 400. Clear? So in the following way we will get the output. First we will print non-static variable equals to 100. The static variable equals to 400, then non-static and non-static variable equals to 200. Okay, then this function will be closed. Now the control will move to the main function. Here the main function is closed, class is closed. So the following way we can access the non-static and static variable inside a static function as well as a non-static function. In the next part I will discuss that if I make it as a static function, then for making it there is no such problem, just we will use a static keyword before this. Now this function will be treated as a static function. So let's discuss the concept of a static function, how we can access the members that is static variable and non-static variable inside a static function. Okay, a user defined function. Clear? So here in the following program I am going to explain that how we can access a static function inside a static function and how I can access the non-static variable inside a static function. Okay, so the variables we know, int a and b. Int a is a non-static variable and int b is a static variable. Okay, now here's a function. So this is a function's definition, but we will start with the main function. Why? Because the main execution of a code starts from a main function. Okay, so here we go. It's a static function. Now, although I have created the object, but we won't need this object to access this function. But for accessing the non-static variable, I need an object. That's why I have written this line. So I think so the concept is clear. That is a class name, object name, new is the operator used for creating and allocating memory for the object. This is a constructor which is used to initialize the object. Now here I have done the initialization. Here I am calling the static function. That's why I don't need the help of the object. Clear? So that's why I have directly written static function. Once this line will be triggered, the control will move to the definition of the static. So what is written? System.out.println non-static variable equals to a into a. I have used the non-static variable without an object inside a static function. How it's possible? It's not possible. So when this line will be executed by the compiler, it will generate an error because we cannot access any non-static variable inside a static function directly. I need an object. Clear? Next I have written system.out.println static variable equals to b into b. Now as we know b is a static variable, so it will not generate an error and will give you the answer. 20 to 20 will be 400. Okay. Next line, non-static and static variable a into b. Again I am accessing the non-static variable without any object. So again it will trigger an error. Clear? Means I cannot access any kind of non-static variable inside a static function directly. For that we can access, but with the help of an object. So how we will do that? We will simply create an object over here. What we will do? We will create an object. So for creating an object, what we will write down? Functions. Suppose I have given the name obj2 new functions. Now here I have directly written obj this a into a. So here I will make a changes like okay. Now this line will not generate any error because I have used object for accessing the variable. Okay, this line, this here it will print 10 into 10, that is 100. Clear? Now moving towards this line, same thing I will do over here also. Just we will write down. This line will be executed successfully without any error. Clear? So the following way we can access the non-static variable inside a static function. But in case of non-static, we have seen that we can access both static as well as a non-static variable without any issues. But in case of static function, for accessing a static function, we don't need an object. But for accessing a non-static, we will need an object. So hope so the concept of a static function, non-static function, static variable and non-static variable is clear to you. Means how we can access them, how we can initialize them, how we can call them. All these things are clear to you. Clear? Same way here, as you can see, I'm A and B. Here you can use the scanner class also. So for that, here you will need to write a scanner sc equals to new scanner system.in. Here you will need to import java.util.stack, all these things. Then instead of writing obj a equals to 10, you can directly write down obj a equals to sc dot next int function. Same way here also you can do this, sc dot next int function. Just give one statement here like system.out.println, enter any two values, like that you have to give the statement. So with static functions or with static variables also we can use this concept of scanner class. I hope the concept is clear to you now, that what's the difference between static and non-static variable as well as function, how we can access them, initialize them, can call them, all those things is clear to you. But in case if you have any problem, there is a option that is comment below. In your comment section you can specify your doubt and I will prepare the video on that basis. So for now, if you like the video, please do like, share and subscribe. Okay. So for now I am just ending this video and see you in the next class with the next topic. Okay. So bye and thank you.